One of my journal prompts for the new year was asking myself the question, is there a certain creative practice I want to build in 2025? When I reflected on this, I found myself longing for creative practices that are slow and steady, things I can take my time with and do purely for enjoyment. I thought of my younger self who would spend hours in her bedroom sketching and painting, getting lost in the flow she found in creating visual art with her hands. It feels like every year I walk a few steps closer to that girl inside of me. Paradoxically, it's like the more I grow, the more I return, forwards and backwards at the same time. So I decided that this year I'd make an effort to start painting again. I want to sink into a state of flow, into the creative undercurrent that dissolves time. I want to spend less time creating in front of a screen and more time creating in front of a canvas. This is something I always tell myself I'll do more of every year, but it always seems to get swallowed by other dreams and ambitions that I have. It always seems to feel like there isn't enough time to create this sort of art, but this year I'm gonna make the time. New hobby is being activated. I also got one like this to do like big washes. Oh, I'm so excited to start painting. I feel like my life is gonna change. It's all very exciting, isn't it? How we can just do things and be beginners at things and learn things and get better at things, and there's so many things for us to do in life. I honestly get so excited about that. And I used to love painting when I was a teenager, but it's just something that I stopped doing because it's not something that made me money. Therefore, when I became an adult, I prioritized things that make me money. And now I feel like I have more space in my life to go back to these practices that aren't necessarily for money, but just for pleasure and creativity and for general enjoyment. Painting. 2025, baby. I finally got all of my supplies, and I found this wooden box which used to have a bottle of wine in it, and I was like, this is perfect to keep all my supplies in. The last time I did oil painting was in high school, which is like 8 or 9 years ago now. Wow. And so I feel out of practice and a bit intimidated to start, and so I've been taking an oil painting for beginners class on Craftsy, who are the sponsor of today's video. Craftsy is such a great online resource for all sorts of creative things. They have over 2,000 inspiring classes for any skill level across so many different sorts of creative hobbies and interests like quilting, knitting, sewing, baking, cake decoration, painting. It's such a good place if you have any sort of hobbies that you want to level up a bit in your life. I've been taking this oil painting class to learn about color mixing and just basic techniques with oil painting before I delve straight into it, which has been really helpful. I feel like I could spend a whole week just taking classes and learning random little hobby things on Craftsy. I really want to take some of their classes on knitting because I've almost finished my first knitting project. Let me show you. Maybe you remember while I was traveling, I was doing some knitting, and this is my scarf. It's coming along. I've still got 1.5 balls of wool to go, but look, it's like a wearable thing now. I want it to be like longer though, so we're gonna keep going, but I love the color. But yeah, since I've almost finished my first knitting project, I'm like, I want to level up my skills, maybe make some socks or a beanie or something more advanced than a scarf. The first 1,000 people to click the link in my description will get a full year of a premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. But thank you to Craftsy for sponsoring this video. And now I Need to go and set up my painting spot because I bought a table on Facebook Marketplace and I want to go and put it out in the back of the garden. It's currently in the back of my car. So let's go and do that. I'm trapped. I'm in the table. Shit. God, why is this so heavy? My goal is to take this to the back of the garden and make a little zone. Let's go. Perfect. I could shrink them. And then I can build a tree house in.
They look very light. So wow.
Do you see that? Who needs to leave the house? Not me. I found these photos on Pinterest of these cute little outdoor tables with like a tablecloth in like a garden, and I was like, this is exactly what I want to create here, and I have done it. It feels so good when you have an idea and then it becomes real. So this is my new spot. Welcome to my new zone. I feel like I'm going to be spending a lot of time here. I've been getting a bit tired of working from my desk every day, and now I can be outside, because sometimes when it's like such a beautiful summer's day, I don't want to be sitting inside staring at my laptop. Like, I want to be outside amongst it. Even if I have to be at my laptop, it's still nice to be outside. And I also want to start painting here, and this is going to be my little creative zone, I think. I want to start like an afternoon painting practice late in the afternoon, because I've been getting carried away with working and being at my laptop lately into the night. And I was thinking how nice it would be to have a habit and a routine that takes me away from my screen at the end of the day. And I think that painting here in the afternoon is what it's going to be for me. I love having things that I try and make non-negotiables in my life, at least for a short period of time, and just try and instill a new habit into my life. I feel like I'm always doing this, and some things stick and some things don't, but you need to try to see if things work for you. And so that is what I'm going to try and do this week. I'm going to try and come out here for like 5 o'clock every day and get off my screen and sit here and paint something. I feel like I just keep popping up in random spots in my garden, and it just probably keeps like getting bigger or like changing for your perception of it from watching online. But basically I'm here like at the very back of the land, and the house is like 500 meters down that way, so I'm quite far from the house, which feels nice. It feels like I'm in another world. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, and I still have a little bit of work to do at my laptop, but once it hits 5, I'm going to go and get my painting supplies, and we're going to start painting. I got carried away working yesterday afternoon and did not do any painting. So today it's Tuesday and it's 5 p.m. and I closed my laptop and I've come outside. I've put these clothes on. These are my painting clothes now. These pants are way too big for me. I got them at a thrift store in Barcelona for €1. And this linen shirt I never really wear. I also thrifted it, so I was like, okay, perfect painting outfit. Whoops! Almost fell off the table. So I'm starting with... my apple! Oh my god, everything's rolling away, including me. I don't know. I think I might just sit here and take it in for a moment, and the inspiration will come to me. That's one thing with painting and creating art and finding inspiration. I feel like you need to settle into the moment. Any sort of art, whether it's like writing or painting, videos, content, like I think it's about being present and coming to that place where you find the inspiration. So I'm gonna sit for a moment. I found my idea. It's so beautiful the way that the sunlight and the trees are making these like dappled shadows on the canvas when I move it around, and I kind of want to paint that somehow. But then I was also thinking about an eye and how it's like my eye seeing this, and just like I feel like the eye is a powerful thing to paint, and I like painting faces. That's what I used to paint in oils. So I'm thinking about painting an eye, but then somehow having the shadows over the eye. Okay, I took a photo of my eye with the sun and the shade, and I'm gonna paint it. Even this table is beautiful. Creativity forces you to pay attention. It asks you to slow down. It calls you to be curious. It teaches you to be patient. It opens you to presence. It shows you that imperfection is beauty. I think it's important to be mindful of releasing pressure and expectation when you're stepping into any creative practice. If you create something in order to have a certain outcome, you're trying to control the practice before you even start, and chances are it won't last very long. Instead, let your creativity be a safe space for your authenticity. It's never about perfection. It's about feeling. It's about expression. For me, painting soothes my mind, and it brings me so firmly into the present. I'm looking at forms and wondering, how is the light falling? Where are the shadows? I remember drawing faces as a kid and realizing that the face is not created with lines and borders. When I look around me now, I see that the world is full of light and shade. I see that there is a subtle in-between to everything in existence. I see that life is a cradle for endless nuance. this is how it looks in the end. It's a bit different to how I was picturing. I feel like it's kind of giving Harry Potter with that shadow there. It doesn't quite look like a shadow, but it's an eye, and I think it looks good. I'm happy with it for my first one, getting back into it. I kind of want to put like a leaf on the side of my face here, maybe.
There must be an angel by my side.
Wet time of the day. I feel like I've been in such like a future space in my head. Like I've been feeling very dreamy and thinking about plans for this year, not just this year, but just life in general. And like sometimes I feel really close to visions of things that I want for myself, and that's how I feel at the moment. And I just feel really called to write a lot at the moment. Yeah, I'm just thinking about future travel plans and like what I want, where I want to be, where I want to go, what I want to see, who I want to be. All of the big questions are coming to my mind. But like this time last year when I came home, I felt so unsure and unstable in what I wanted. And like where I wanted to live, and I think that the fact that I didn't know where I wanted to live was really making me really anxious and stressing me out. But this year I still don't really know where I want to live, but I feel so much more peace with that. I'm like, I'll figure it out, because now I have the ability to figure it out, whereas this time last year I think that like my financial situation and my work situation wasn't as fruitful as it is now, and things have become more fruitful through like trying and effort and just not giving up, and like that tenacity I think you have to have as a creative person, and just self-belief, a lot of self-belief. Yeah, I'm just like, continue fucking around and finding out is my plan for the year. Future dreaming continues. I'm writing down what some of my themes and desires are for February and March.
you getting changed? You gonna go for a swim, my darling?
And breakfast.
Gorgeous. What are you having for breakfast? Talk to me. You got a can of sardines?
Mackerel.
And a fig?
2 figs.
2 figs.
Granola.
Granola, some yogurt.
And yogurt. I think it's a pretty good selection.
Gorgeous. I think it's not bad. Not bad at all.
What do you reckon?
I reckon ain't bad. Not so bad breakfast, but mackerel and
A bit of protein, a bit of, you know, a bit of everything. Finding inspiration in the small things. Don't you think that the bark on this tree looks like the dappled shade on my canvas yesterday? Inspiration on this tree. Time to go and be productive. Juggling my work and my creativity at the moment has me feeling a little overstretched at times. So much of my work is creative work, whether I'm making these videos or writing, which I sometimes turn into scripts, or working on Somni, my new project for sharing scrapbooking and journaling inspiration, or creating UGC videos for brands, or coming up with content ideas for my social media management job. It's all creative work, but with an outcome attached, which can sometimes make these enjoyable things all of a sudden feel demanding. I've been feeling like so much is happening all at once, and in order to not burn out, I'm making a conscious effort to punctuate my days with moments of calm and presence. Moments where I can switch off from all the thoughts and ideas swirling in my head, longing to be born. I've been seeking solace in morning sessions at the gym, swimming in the sea, painting outside, making myself nourishing meals, and eating outdoors without my phone or any distractions.
Hands on hips, Rizzy says, shake like this. Rizzy says.
I've made it outside for my painting session. Finished my work that I had to do, or like didn't finish my work but told myself to come outside and that tomorrow is another day. But I want to start a new painting today. There's this photo that I really want to paint, and I thought I could just like sketch out like the composition on the canvas. Here's my canvas. Oh, it's a little bit bigger than yesterday's one. And I'm just gonna sit here and be in the silence or the sound of nature and do my little painting. I really loved when I came outside yesterday and I could just like fully enter that quiet flow state. I haven't felt that in a while in like creating something off of my screen other than writing. But I think it's different when you're painting. It's so much less like mind intensive. It's so much more soothing, because when I'm writing I'm really thinking and trying to distill things and trying to put things into words, and it feels quite like intensive, whereas painting feels a lot more fluid than writing. Interesting. Much to ponder on. But let's do a little bit of painting.